You are not from Denmark. In all likelihood, you are not from Denmark. I suppose that you are not from Denmark. All of these three sentences have the same syntax, the same sentence order. At least if you look at the subject, you, the verb, are, and the adverb, not. In Danish, they all have their own syntax. Actually, they are perfect examples of the three syntax systems that we have in Danish, not considering questions. So if you want to be able to construct correct Danish sentences, then this is the video for you. Welcome to Mixed Languages. I'm Mick. First of all, let me talk about something that's really important to me and should be important to anybody who's learning languages. There are two, let's call it two main ways of learning languages, two methodologies. There is the traditional one, which is grammar overall. You learn a lot of grammar rules, conjugations and whatever, and then you start to speak. This video is more focused on grammar, of course, so it's more kind of an old school style, whereas the modern style is to learn like a child learns a language, by being exposed to the language, by speaking, by hearing a lot of real spoken language, and by making sentences all the time. Making mistakes in the progress, which is part of it. Making mistakes is part of it. If you are afraid to make mistakes and never start to speak, you will never start to speak. It's very obvious. So in my videos, I mostly use the old-fashioned grammar kind of teaching, but I tried to bring at least real-life sentences for you. But if you are interested in learning the childish way, learning a lot faster than you probably could with the old-school grammar-focused way, then consider having lessons with me, because I will guide you through the process of making sentences. From the first lesson, you will make your own Danish sentences with correct pronunciation and correct grammar. Okay? So, today's topic, syntax in Danish. Three systems. The English sentences in the introduction. Let's look at them in Danish. Du kommer ikke fra Danmark. This is the most basic sentence. Danish is, like English, an SVA language, which means subject, verb, adverb. So we have subject here, du, we have the verb kommer, and we have the adverb ikke. Okay, this is a main clause, hovedsætning, på dansk hoved, head, sentence, hovedsætning. And the second sentence, in all likelihood, efter al sandsynlighed, kommer du ikke fra Danmark. So here we have what is called inversion. I have already made a video about it. You can see the link for it in the description of this video. So now we suddenly have VSA, comma verb, subject, du, ikke, adverb. VSA, that's inversion. The subject and the verb are inverted. And now the third one. Jeg går ud fra, at du ikke kommer fra Danmark. Jeg går ud fra, at du ikke kommer fra Danmark. Here we have a subclause. The main clause is jeg går ud fra. The subclause is at du ikke kommer fra Danmark. Subclauses are always constructed in the following way. First we have the conjunction, or we sometimes also leave it out. Then we have the subject, du. Then we have the adverb, ikke. Then we have the verb, comma, at, du, ikke, comma, then we have the rest. And it's important to note here that it's only when we have the so-called centraladverbier, central adverbs, which are normally like short words like ikke, like måske, maybe, aldrig, never, altid, always, sikkert, surely, helt sikkert, definitely, and so on. If we have like a long adverbial construction like yesterday after the football game, whatever, this would not come in the beginning of the sentence. It would not come here in the position after the subject. It would come in the end of the sentence. But here the centraladverb comes after the subject. Subjects A, V. Let's take another example. Hun skal måske ud og handle i morgen. Handle is a synonym of køb ind, which is to buy groceries. Handle can also mean to act, like to do something, but here it is to buy groceries. Køb ind, handle. Hun skal måske ud og handle i morgen. So here we have two verbs. We have skal and we have handle. Actually, ud og handle is, skal ud og handle is a total like a one unit of a verbal construction. Hun skal ud og handle i morgen. Hun skal måske ud og handle i morgen. We have the subject, hun. We have skal, which we can call V1, verb 1, which is the conjugated verb, the verb that is closest to the subject. And then we have the adverb, the CA, centraladverbie, here, måske. Hun skal måske, blah, 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 blah. Then, syntax system 2, inversion, which we can get by starting with i morgen, for example. I morgen skal hun måske ud og handle. So we have here again, i morgen and adverbial. Then we have the verb. Then we have the subject hun. Then we have the centraladverbie. I morgen skal hun måske. And we can also make a subclause by saying, for example, hun siger, at hun måske skal ud og handle i morgen. Hun siger at, conjunction. Hun, subject. Måske, centraladverbie. A, skal ud og handle i morgen. Right? So again, in the subclause, the A comes in between the subject and the verb. So that was the explanation. If you have any questions, please ask them in the comments. This is, as I said, this is the three main ways of constructing sentences in Danish. And now you might say to yourself, oh yeah, that looks easy, that makes sense grammatically, but how am I gonna make it right in real life spoken Danish when I am in a situation of speaking Danish? How am I gonna remember this? That's when this childish way of learning comes into play. Repeating a lot of correct sentences, at least after some time they will be correct. We can, for example, do the following. We can make a subclause. If we want to learn this subclause idea of the SAV, we can make a subclause easily by, for example, saying hun siger at, or jeg siger at. So you can say, jeg siger at Donald Trump ikke er en god person. And then what you can do to get a lot of repetitions of sentences that are similar but not the same, because you don't want to bore your brain. You also want to have some diversification in your sentences. So you can say, instead of ikke, you can say måske. Jeg siger, at Donald Trump måske er en god person. Jeg siger, at Donald Trump helt sikkert er en god person. Jeg siger, at Donald Trump sandsynligvis ikke er en god person. You can make up a lot of sentences and just repeat them after each other. You can even record yourself. I'm going to make a video about recording yourself as well soon, which is very, very important, which is a very good way of learning and improving pronunciation and sentence construction. So, well, this is your homework. Also, if you want to write sentences with the different syntaxes here in the comments, and I'm going to correct them as always. And before I forget it, stay tuned for my next video, which is going to be about the same idea, but we're also going to learn about så. The focus is on the word så, which can mean actually more than 4 different things in English. And depending on what it means, it has a different syntax. So you're going to learn that in the next video about så. I hope you will check that video out as well. Tak for i dag. Vi ses.